So he's telling, why don't you try? So another variation. So why don't you try the next song? Kya karo sajni aaye na balam. This variation is okay. Come on. So did they stop it there? Did they stop it there, the music director? What another variant was engaged? First of all, the prose was varied into a song. Then that song was applied different variations and the rest one apparently was selected. Okay, fine. Then what else is getting engaged? Of course. Don't say music. There are many instruments. Come on, put the violin. The violin is engaged. Let the tabla rhythm be engaged. Let 4, 5, 6, 7 bass, other instruments, flute, or even the violin of different varied continuities will engage. That becomes the final. So when we engage this example, of beautiful variations and linkages applied to a music for a song, alright? When you look at yourself, what are you? When you look at yourself, what are you? Are you a prose? Kya karega sajne? That kind of a prose?
This was the best.
अरे भाई मेरा सजनी तो आया नहीं, कुछ करना पड़ेगा ना, क्या करेगा? और is that prose? क्या करो सजनी? और is that the prose? That's the kind of prose. Or क्या करेगा? Or is that the prose? What is that there? Or are you rendering it into a musical instrument? Are you a song? If you are a song, what is the nature of the raga of that song, of your dialogues and your behaviors and your actions and your relationships? If you are already a music, you are happy, okay, you are already a good song. How many linkages of brilliant music instruments, extra variants that are linkaged to that? How many of you are good in talking to an audience? How many of you are good in writing a project report? How many of you are these are all that good in writing a project, that goodness, that aspect cannot be really taught. So you may have to develop. How many of you are, similarly, that violin and the piano and the flute and the tamburu and the veena and the sitar, this kind of linkages, parallel linkages of unique specialities that you are able to link in with. Be aware? Yeah. Find out variants that are suitable. For example, in Kya Karo Sajani, you don't have jazz. Jazz? Yeah. You don't use chanda, krrm, krrm, tak, tak, big sound chanda, it's not there. Nor you use your mridaka, the classical accompaniment. So, find out what is the type of song you is make the music of that song that you is into ever evolving, ever blooming, beautiful rose flower like whatever. And the way to that is just to try adding one first variant of first subvariant of a variant. Okay? So as soon as you get the job, you buy a keyboard, a small keyboard. Right, Sunny? And behave with it. Love it. Then it will start loving you too. I'm talking about the magic of the universe intelligence. If you really believe that every particle is a live particle of the universe, rather than repeating a statement you read somewhere where particle physics is quoted, if you have done at least 1 minute of research to know the waveness, the movement of the particle everywhere, you can really love everything that is with you. In your pen or your laptop or your mobile or your watch or your shirt or your belt or your cycle or your keyboard or violin or a harmonica, very easy, or anything. Then how you must have heard of the constant comparison of creative mindsetting and love, romantic love. Heard of it, right? Because almost all the properties are identical. Identical. So if you ask the Einstein, he will say, I am in love with physics, I am in love with poetry, I am in love with film, I am in love with acting, I am in love with dance, I am in love with music. That's the way they talk about it. Because all the characters, there is no other word to talk about that. So how is look at that romantic love. It has all the characteristics of romance also, except maybe kissing. Even they kiss their violin. They will hold their violin onto their chest and sleep. So what are the significant variants of expressions of a guy in love? He always wants to think about her. Almost always, especially during the beginning. After that so-called first clicking. Somehow to get a picture of her. Somehow to get a glimpse of her. And if she happens to get a glimpse, just a glimpse, he just saw her passing through the front gate of the temple. That visual alone will achieve all the clarity of, even in case of serious reflection, actually seeing her before him. Then people call it mental illness and all that. That's a different story. Okay. If he happens to get a photograph, it goes into the purse. Always reflecting upon her. Remember the intellectual competencies, always reflecting upon, always incubating upon, always thinking about it, always conceptualizing new ideas about her, writing love letters, writing poem about her, maybe writing stories about her. And what kind of a courage he develops to marry her, despite the entire opposites of the world. An unassuming person gathers all the courage to do that. See? Which nothing else in the world can prevent. That is the power of the spirit which flows when you are in love with something. So if you love the piano or love that instrument, you just move around with it. You go on loving it. Like you go on looking at her. That's what some cases a boy would do. The girl is almost unapproachable. She seems to be a very tough, whatever, right? So what he does, in such a case, you should not go straight to her and say, I love you. That's out. Okay. So it begins with just looking at it. A lot of trials and errors. That's what I mean. Finally, he is able to talk to her. And even after so many talkings, finally only he could say something, So if you are able to behave with something with the same attitude, it will start telling you this is the way you should interact with me. I am talking even about a keyboard. It will start working like that.